the most important and most sold BMW model worldwide is the BMW X3 today in a facelift version here on Autogefühl with Thomas. And let's take a look here in the front. The front double kidney here is now a little bit higher, even more massive vertical fins. In the X4, by the way, you have a dot structure on the inside, very interesting. And new matte colors. 3 matte colors are available in blue, white, or here in, well, you can say black, but they actually call it frozen deep gray metallic. So is it black or gray? Tell me in the comments. Maybe it's also a thing, you know, male and female. You know, women always see different colors, where we are always like, this is black, yellow, blue, and that's it, you know. Yeah, you know about this. Then lower part, either it comes standard now as a off-roadish look, which was formerly the X-Line. Then you have a gray accentuation lower part, or here this is the M Sport model, so you have it in the high gloss black, depending on what you like best. The headlamps are now flatter here from the integration. LED is standard, then the adaptive matrix LED, and this is the option. These are the BMW laser lights with the blue accentuations, even more high beam range, up to 650 meters. Yeah, unless you're in the US, that's not allowed yet for, you know, to have the full extension. Yeah, strange rules indeed. But definitely a very strong look here already in the front. We have here today, by the way, 20-inch wheels mounted, really massive. You can see them right here. These are, of course, an option. And once again, the M Sport model, you can also see the badge right here. Length remains at 4.71 meters or 185 inches, mid-size SUV. And this is also what makes it so successful, because it has kind of the right size, not too big, but also not too small. In the M Sport model, we also have the dark frames here around the windows. I more prefer chrome, but this one, of course, here together with the paint, the most sinister look ever for an X3 we had so far, definitely. Wheel size, by the way, range between 18 and 21 inch. Said earlier, these are the 20-inch ones. Well, suspension, you can also get an adaptive suspension. This is also a very interesting feature, and they're doing a very good job, so you do not miss an air suspension or something. And new feature actually in the facelift, the tail lamps already beginning here in the side profile. And here we are, new tail lamp style, very extravagant, so you really see directly this is the facelifted version. And a very clean design overall. They reduced some elements as well. Here the M Sport has these additional sporty elements, however. And then in the lower part, here with the X3, they still use real exhaust tips. So no job for the Autogefühl fake exhaust police today. So it has kind of the same form than, you know, just like the fake tips. But here in these dissolves from that real exhaust. Yeah, quite interesting. By the way, advantages, disadvantages. On the one hand, the fake tips are sometimes a little bit pathetic. On the other hand, you know, in terms of very small crashes from the rear, of course, they protect the real exhaust tips a little bit better. But what about you? Do you think this, the real thing, is better, or wouldn't you mind? Turning indicators in the front, it replaces here one part of the signature, very beautifully done. And in the rear, also very cool idea. So these new tail lamps signature here houses then the indicator in the middle. This here with a normal gray metallic color. Here you can see how the standard line now looks like. So the standard model now has this so far X-Line design here with the contrasting matte gray. This looks really cool, so a more off-roadish look for most X3 that will be on the market now. And this also accounts here for the side, here the side bumper also with the contrasting matte silver style, and also then here for the rear. So once again, this is the base model now. In this case, the plug-in hybrid, but for all base X3 here, then this contrasting lower part. I think that looks way better than the M Sport model in this, you know, high gloss black trim. This just adds so much cool off-roadishness to it, doesn't it? And this is a top sports model, the X3M Competition. New color here for that one as well. This is not the matte color, but here, yeah, clearly the Thomas Blue color here on Autogefühl. This would be my absolute favorite color. They are just restricted to the M vehicles. Yeah, so probably would have to get an M for that then, right? This is the Marina Bay Blue Metallic. As for engines, you have a set of engines here in the BMW X3. So you have 2-liter 4-cylinders and 3-liter 6-cylinders, both on petrol and diesel side. You have a petrol plug-in hybrid, and then also the full electric iX3. So basically a very wide range of different powertrains. Today, 6-cylinder time. Trunk space, here electric hatch. There we go. And this is here the cover without rails at the side, but it's actually quite okay. And then this is the maximum size, and if I also fold the seats, of 1,560 liters overall. And this counts for all models except the plug-in hybrid, which has a step in there. Here, sample luggage easily fits also in upright. Then the width is actually even a little bit longer than 1 meter or 40 inches. So that's a very good result. See here, even a little bit more. This is 1 meter or 40 inches, even here. And the normal length here to the seats is 93 centimeters or 36 inches. Below here, you can see some more space. So, and then we can also fold this other part right here, and see here it folds flat very easily. Car keys, limit light, and also with the colors here with the M Sport package. Door closing sound. Okay, but not super exceptionally or something. Then soft touch here and also softer here, also for your elbows. This is actually reasonably soft. Good build quality also for the door handles and so on. And I really like this stamped in X here. Yeah, optional Harman Kardon sound system. Can recommend it for music lovers indeed. Then the M Sport package also in this case today on the interior, also here, for example. Heated steering wheel button is always there. And I like that we still have manual steering wheel buttons, the real deal, not the hashtag capacitive curse or something. Then you can see here, these are the animal skin seats, but they are big news for the seats because now in this facelift you have 4 different new choices of sensor tech seats, perforated sensor tech. They look almost the same. I will soon show you that. We have a car here today also which has this, and they are available then in black, beige, brown and red. Just the UK market does not get the beige seats. Probably BMW is afraid that you spill your tea on it, you know, and in Germany we get the beige sensor tech seats because German beer has the same color anyway, you know. So 1.86 or 6'1", still enough headroom left here. Comfortable seating position and steering wheel in and out, very smooth process, and you can easily find a good seating position already. This king of the road experience, although it's not the biggest full-size SUV, but you already have a grown-up SUV feeling. Interior overview with a clean design and still a good user interface because you have manual climate unit right here, or just deactivated, there we go. So manual climate unit, easy to control while driving, also with the volume knob, but also volume controls at the steering wheel, manual shifting pedals and so on. This is what we still need. You have a combination, and because you also have digital gauges, 5-inch on the left side and 10.25 on the right side would be standard. The BMW Live cockpit is now standard, so like this, and this then is the bigger screen, optional 12.3. If you go for BMW Live cockpit professional option, you get 12.3 inch here and also 12.3 inch digital instruments. So this full setup then right here. Zoom out details to each of the screens. Then the lower part, you have another nice X3 stamping in here. Then you open this one here. This is not an this one here is not an inductive charging pad, by the way. Here USB-A charger, and then you have the cup holders. They are adaptive, and here the classic shifting lever. And now what's interesting, sport comfort mode, but there's not this adaptive mode anymore because hardly anyone used it. This ball now goes for the hill descent control and this auto hold. So the auto hold function to deactivate it or activate it is now instead of the adaptive driving mode. Still this classic knob here also to change something in the digital infotainment screen while driving, and you can also write something on that when you want to put in an address, and here very well attached with more space underneath. But the X3 does offer an option of an inductive charging pad. We have another vehicle where it has this function here, so there, oh, and Schmoozy is recharging. So the only thing is our vehicle today did not have this option because of the supply chain problems for the semiconductors. So this is also a thing where it comes apparent for the car industry, but we could still find a vehicle with an inductive charging pad. BMW operating system 7, and I really like this, the best system that BMW has. Yes, it's better than the new OS 8 indeed. Really fast, very responsive, very clear to read, and you can easily also switch then to the Apple CarPlay here, for example. Goes all the way over the screen, nice integration, and this Harman Kardon sound system has a very nice clear sound, so I can just recommend it indeed. And voice input, either Hello BMW or here this button. Set temperature to 22 degrees.
All right. I set the temperature in the driver's area on 22 degrees Celsius.
The only thing is you have to have the engine started for that. You cannot do that while stationary, but then again, while stationary, it's also easy to do that. But this is one example for the voice control. Digital instruments, very clear to read. I really like them. They're not that adjustable. What you can do is here assisted systems view, or here change the map view. That's what you know is more useful while driving probably. And when Michelle revs it now, yeah, here we go. This view does not show the rev counter. here. So, but when we, for example, go to sports mode, and then you can see this does show this rev counter. So it adapts then indeed according to the driving mode. Here this is the eco mode, you cannot see it. So yeah, definitely sport mode is the coolest, right? Head-up display, speed, loud speed, and also arrows, or even in intersection when you're approaching it. And yeah, you can, for example, also change the height. This looks so weird, right?
Looks like a 90s game.
Yeah, Michelle said it looks like a 90s game. Or what about the rotation? Yeah, Space Invaders or something. Yeah, really funny. Ambient lighting, you can pick some different colors. Of course, I would always go for Thomas Blue, but you can also get different ones right there. You can see it here in the rear, for example, but it's also in the front. Rear seating area, let's check out that. By the way, at the inside of the doors, you also have a soft touch here on the top part. That's good. And also, again, this X stamping here. And you see here with 4 tall adults, it's no problem, directly fits. So this, when I have the driver's seat to my position and 1m86 or 6'1" here in the rear, also no problem as for the headroom. There is a substantial middle tunnel because it's a rear-wheel driven platform, and of course most have all-wheel drive. So you can see here 2 USB-C chargers here now in the middle part, and sitting in the middle part is actually quite okay. That works as well. Of course, the outside seats are more comfortable, and also with ISOFIX. And here you can use this one as a ski hatch, or pull this one down and then have adaptive cup holders in the rear. Oh, and this one here adjusts the back part of the rear bench, so you more can have this sleeping position or more upright style depending on what your mood is. And here in this vehicle we do have the new standard SensorTech seats. First of all, the sport seat is now standard, so this seat form is now the standard seat worldwide for the X3. And also here then you can see the perforated SensorTech. So this is a high-grade leatherette. It's animal-free, but no one could tell. It's very soft. Perforation for more breathable functions while driving, especially in summertime, for example. And really high quality. Look at that, how soft it is. And yeah, the whole surface is really perfect. To me, it makes an even better impression than the animal skin surface. Really cool. And again, standard for all the X3 and even X4 models. And available black, beige, brown like it is here, or in red. And that's very cool. Here the SensorTech seats even perforated in the rear, so you get the very same quality for the rear seats than for the front seats, because quite often you see it in vehicles that, for example, the rear seats have the cheaper materials or something, or then are not perforated when the front is perforated. And here actually the very same, both front and rear. And we also have this vehicle here equipped with the panoramic roof. This is an option, so it has a shade actually, not powered fully at the moment, so it has a shade, and also you can open it completely. Welcome here. Woo! All-wheel drive acceleration, rear bias, and yeah, it's a very good balanced feeling you have here already when accelerating out. So X3 and X4 also in this facelift remain this rear bias from that all-wheel drive. So most models of course come with all-wheel drive, and in the sport mode they give you some extra punch. You also hear that the RPMs are a little bit higher than you usually have a gear lower than in this sporty mode. And we can also show you an acceleration here with the 6-cylinder diesel we have in our test today. This is here from 30 kilometers an hour to 100. That's it. So really powerful, very nice, and at the same time you can go back to the comfort mode. Then the gears are shifted up a little bit, just more, subtle feeling overall. About the diesel discussion in general, they are going back in the registrations. However, the BMW 3-liter 6-cylinder diesel is to me the best diesel engine there is on the market. So if diesel is still a thing for you, this one would be the one to go for, because it is very powerful, has actually a nice sound, and even has very good fuel economy. And there is a tractor in front of the road, but why is that guy not overtaking? There we go. Yeah, that's of course good here to have power when overtaking. Yeah, it's really nice. So just on the whole driving characteristic, this 3-liter 6-cylinder diesel by BMW is very, very good indeed. By the way, sport mode here from the steering, you have quite good feeling of that. In the comfort mode then, it's a little bit lighter. So here in this area here is more for running straight, and then you get a little bit more feeling to the outsides each. But the whole vehicle is very, very well balanced. We also have one of the best suspensions there is on the market. So in the bigger BMW models, the adaptive suspension is to me one of the best suspensions there is. It does not make you miss an air suspension. The suspension logic here for the X3 is base suspension, fixed sport suspension. You can have that for the sport models, or then the adaptive suspension. And then if you have a sport model, it has a sporty touch then each. But no, I want traffic information. Yeah, this rather was distracting than giving me some good information. I usually have them deactivated actually. So the adaptive suspension here in a normal mode, very good balance of comfort and sportiness. And when you go for the sport mode, yeah, the only thing that's kind of distracting to pick it in the middle console. So in the sporty mode, you have a little bit more feedback and from a suspension. That's good. For example, also for some sporty maneuvers here on the motorway. You can also shift down yourself here, for example, and then you also have a quicker acceleration from that. So using these shifting pedals, also a lot of fun. Here now on the motorway, let's test the high-speed features. It's always good to check the noise insulation, for example. Here we go, and we are already at 140 kilometers an hour. Well, we can go a little bit faster today. So that's a good thing always when we're in Germany here on these motorways. And recently it was agreed that the new government in Germany will not put the absolute speed limit. So yeah, all racers are saying like, yes! I always see like, split. It's for our tests, it's great, and I'd like to drive very fast myself. But for a whole society, it can also be clever to limit the speed. So I think it's not black and white only, So here now at 150 kilometers an hour. So yeah, that's about. Damn, I need to show this. There's this double speed option for BMW, right? So I don't have to calculate kilometers to miles per hour. This is also a thing, by the way, here while driving. So you can do something in the infotainment system. Of course, better to set the cruise control. Here, instrument cluster. And then there, convert the speed. There we go. 140 kilometers an hour, yeah, about 90 miles an hour. Thank you, BMW. Because you can also not see it on the camera, because that's the only thing with the BMW reviews. Our camera always, the steering wheel is always blocking the speed view because the speed is here on the left side. Only the true M models have the speed on the very middle part when you go into this M mode. That's the thing, So we have to tell you the speed then. And yeah, my point was, I can control something of the infotainment system while driving in a way that I don't have to do this. I really can use this knob in the lower part, and I still like to have this one here as an option that we can use that one. So that's also my part in the interior. Or my point in the interior part was that this vehicle here offers a very good user interface because it mixes modern elements like the OS 7 system with hard buttons we can still use, and that's to me so much better than some of the all-new vehicles we see, which capacitive curves only, capacitive buttons here, only touchscreen stuff there, and so on and so on. One more time, sport mode, 120 kilometers an hour to 200 kilometers an hour. Still it's going. And here we go, 200 kilometers an hour, 125 miles an hour. And there you can see really good from noise insulation. It's not too loud, sound deadening is really well done. Such a high ride quality from the X3, and the suspension does a great job once again. Wow. Yeah, Michel's also taking off his headphones and saying like, wow, that's not too loud in here. I mean, it's really high speed and we are in an SUV. So very impressive what they do here with sound deadening. And when you go for normal motorway speeds, like now going back to 120 kilometers an hour, that's 75 miles an hour. Here setting the cruise control, great performance. This is something you can sustain for hours actually. Then this is also equipped here with the most elaborated assistance system. So you can set the cruise control, and also is the lane keeping assistant. If I provoke it a little bit, it's first here blind spot monitor because the car is coming from behind. But I'm not sure if any camera can pick it up. So it's a yellow triangle in the side mirror. So here if I provoke the vehicle to run off-road a little bit here, and then you can see here it counter steers, keeps me in the lane. Also very well done. So top notch as for the assistance systems. And the thing is, they are also very reliable. And sometimes people are also thinking, you know, what about Tesla? They have the camera-based systems and they have so much data and so on, but I can clearly say the BMW assistance systems, to me, probably are the best on the market at the moment because they're most reliable. I never had a situation where it's like, this was a false negative or a false positive. Whereas, for example, with the Tesla autopilot, it's so many times that the car was braking, but it was not supposed to be braking or something like this, you know. So, yeah, that's a very interesting thing to know for sure. So really feeling at home here on the motorway. The difference, by the way, here, the animal skin seat, to me feels stiffer than the new Sensor Tech high-grade leatherette seat. So definitely stick with the base seats and not go for this ones we have here at the moment. Showed it to you earlier. Yeah, and they also do not have the perforation. The perforation also adds more comfort, definitely, while driving. So once again, we know why the X3 is the most sold BMW model, because it just has the best balance, you know. You have upright seating position, you have good comfort, you have substantial size on the interior, but then again, not the biggest size on the exterior. The X1, of course, would be more practical and better as for the price performance. Yes, that's true, because it does not offer the 6-cylinder engines, therefore has a shorter hood and has shorter, you know, road impact. But then again, that's 6-cylinder though, right? And that's, you know, the case then also where it's fun even if you drive it as the diesel. You should also compare our BMW X1 review if you want to go a little bit smaller, or of course thinking about the competitors here, for example the Audi Q5.